Welcome back to Dotson's Adventures.
Rock chat.
Rock chat.
It's been a while.
She beat me to it. Yep. It's been a while since we even did any rock coverage at all. We haven't been to a show in a while neither. We got some shows coming up. We'll tell you about that probably at the end of this video. What we're going to start off with is highlights from 2022.
It's almost over.
Yep. Got about 4 days left.
Yeah, today's December 28th.
Yep.
Got 3 days. 29th, 30th, 31.
Look at the math genius.
Yeah.
Just guessing it up here. I never put any real thought into it. It's mostly speculation and guessing by this guy.
That's true. Yep.
She has to have more concrete evidence.
Yes, I had to have confirmation, details, research. Yeah.
Seat of the pants guy. All right, for me, seeing how it was a seat of the pants, one of the highlights was Daytona, the Rain Fest. It's very memorable because it got canceled out a bunch, and the Cedar portion of it, we had just got letting back in, and they had just started playing. So we were dancing and weaving our way up to there. I was the Pied Piper leading a herd of horns up contestants.
He definitely was. We were following the leader.
And we were snaking like a snake through there, zigzagging.
Yep. Till
we got to a comfortable spot. And we stayed right there and watched it.
We made it there. That was during Gasoline, his first song. And we went up there and we made it up there where we wanted to be for the second song to start.
Yeah, dancing and head banging the whole time. Yep. That was one of my highlights for sure. The Dirty Honey Dorothy combination last year was unexpected for us. They were both playing at basically the same area. Dirty Honey was out with Woofy, and Woofy's crew got COVID, so the Woofy pulled out, and the tickets wasn't selling too good for Dorothy. So like I said, it was at the same area, two different venues.
Right beside each other.
So they just combined the venues. It was a great pairing for us. We like all those, and I think Joyous Wolf opened it up for them. Yep. We liked all three of those bands real well.
We made it there just in time to see Joyous Wolf, probably 1 or 2 songs.
Yep. It was right after work type deal.
So one of those weekday shows that we have to kind of hurry up and get there as fast as we can.
We were about 40 minutes away from the venue, and I don't get off till 6:30. So.
And then you got the Charlotte traffic.
Puts a little pressure on us to get there.
Yeah, we manage.
Yep. Also, the Ink incarceration show. It poured rain, rain delay. The mud was up over our shoes. We were hanging back, and then we were pulled in a little closer by our friend Amy, who wanted to see nothing more. And then once nothing more went, we just kept going forward. And time they come on, people was crowd surfing over top of us. We were bouncing in the mud, and it was up over our shorts. You know, the mud was splashing around. People in front of us was panicking because they'd not been in that situation before. And we were just laughing and having a good time. And Shane went, that was awesome. And he doesn't like any of that type stuff. The crowd surfing and
all that for Cedar, yeah.
So that was a highlight when we come out, him saying that he thoroughly enjoyed that.
And it poured rain. I've never been out in a show where it rained so hard before.
But no lightning, that's the reason it continued on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were dancing in the rain that night. That was a great time. Papa Roach at Louder Than Life, just because I made my way up close to the stage. Just kept going. Started off with a lady, what I'm going to call a Karen, telling me not to go, and I was just helping a kid crowd surf. I was just picking him up. And as before they even started, and then once they started, I bet she was out there in a hurry, because crowd surfers at Papa Roach has an insane crowd. Been in some Slipknot crowds. Papa Roach, for an early band, basically during the day, brings the energy. The crowd and the band brings the energy. He's a headliner. I'm not saying they were a headliner. I'm not saying that I'm shooting for them to be a headliner at any of these festivals, but they bring it. A couple of the times that I've been in most in peril in my life in a show was the Papa Roach down in Jacksonville, when I had no control of where I was going. It just crowd, my feet come up off the ground because the crowd was moving so much.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah. But that was a great time too. I enjoyed that a lot. I probably started off 200 yards back and ended up like 4 rows from the front. Time it all ended up, it was a great time. Went by myself, left everybody else behind. Nobody else wanted to brave that with me, and that's all right. And then the highlight, I think, of our Dots Adventures YouTube, getting recognized. We got recognized down in Daytona. I got recognized at a corn show. We got recognized out at a haunted house, stuff like that. But we were sitting in the lobby of the hotel across from Louder Than Life, and Gary Spivey, one of the head honchos in the DWP production, he may be second or third down on that list of people of importance in that whole thing. Said hi. He glanced at us, said hi, and kept walking. And then he come back and went, "I'm sorry, that was rude. How y'all doing?" And you guys are the ones that have that YouTube channel, ain't you? Where he's like, it was so nice.
Mind blown.
Yep. Somebody that high up was recognizing that our little channel, he know that we had a channel, and he recognized us. So we talked to him, and at that same time, that's when Amy, for breakfast that day, was sitting with Jose and found out that Sonic Temple was coming back, but we kept that under wraps. So we didn't tell anybody. We just speculated it was coming. Sure enough, here it comes. That's our favorite festival. That was my highlights from 2022. Hanging out with great people. We got some great friends that we hang out with. And just going to these festivals in general, for us, is about hanging out with family and friends.
That's so true. We always get tickets to these festivals before we know the lineup, just because we know we like going with our friends and having a good time.
We make the best out of any lineup, because the Ink was not the great lineup, but it was one of the highlights of our year, for sure.
It was great.
And it was way overcrowded. I hope Sonic cuts some of that crowd back for those people continuing to go to Ink. What was your highlights?
Well, you named a bunch of them. I'm going to agree with all of yours. Just add a couple. I enjoyed the Hailstorm remake show in September, where our cousins Amy and Shane, spur of the moment trip, come down and joined us. And that also was out in the rain. So it seems like a lot of our great shows are out in the rain.
Yeah, it rained all day there too, but no thunder and lightning. The previous show had got canceled because of thunder and lightning.
Yeah. So we stayed there in the rain. It wasn't pouring rain. It did though at the end, rain a little harder, but we had a good time, and I just enjoyed that Amy and Shane came down to join us, and we didn't that was not even in the plans, so that was just a shock and a surprise, and we enjoyed it.
Well, I got guitar picks out of that.
Yeah, we did. Hailstorms.
Yep.
I also enjoyed my Bon Jovi show in April.
I didn't go.
Yeah, that was just me and Sandy and a couple of other friends.
You can watch the video because she vlogged it by herself.
I did. That was my first one all by myself, I believe. And it was the first one to reach, pretty high for me. I think Motley Crue.
Yeah, I think it's our number 2 highest rated video.
It is number 2, yes. But yeah, so I think it's because of Bon Jovi, obviously, not because of me taping.
I think she did an outstanding job.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that show a lot, even though it got a lot of criticism from John's voice. But we had a good time, and I will always go to his shows, no matter what. I enjoyed the meet and greet, the Jack Russell with I don't even know who else was there because I thought Jack Russell was great.
John Corabi.
Yeah, John Corabi and Ted Poley.
Yeah.
Ted Poley was the replacement for Still Hart. I can never say his name.
Nico Milovic.
Yeah.
Bless you.
That dude.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that meet and greet.
That was an acoustic show.
Jack Russell came out hobbling on a cane, barely able to move. And you're thinking, oh my goodness, what are we getting ready to see? And then he starts singing, and you just, wow, he's just amazing still. His voice is great.
He got a standing ovation.
It was just awesome. It brought me to tears.
Yeah.
So I think there's other, times that were great. There was a lot of great times at Louder Than Life and Ink, like he said. Just going through my calendar here to try to remember some of them. The Slash shows we saw back in March were really great. We got front row for one of them. We saw almost three in a row, and we had far away from one, front row for one, and then kind of middle for another. So, but those were good times.
Yeah, we definitely had three different perspectives for sure. We got them videos in case you want to watch them.
Yep, they're all up.
All what we talked about.
I was going to say, videos of all these are up.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's it, really, that I can think of.
That was yep.
It was a good year.
It was a good year. We had a lot of rain, a lot of weather cancellations for us this past year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we just had Brent Smith get flu canceled on us one time too.
Yeah, I think that was back in May, right after the Blackstone Cherry show.
Yeah.
At the shed. So yeah.
Now, the shed show is always good with Blackstone Cherry because it's a family affair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And them guys, they watch our channel too. It's always nice to hear too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that is it for 2022.
All right. So now we're going into our speculations. Rockville has already been announced. We've heard that Sonic will be announced within the first of the year.
Yeah, sometime in January.
Yeah. The first couple weeks in January, I think. And it's not a Blue Ridge type thing where they drop a little bit at a time on you. They're going to drop all of it at once. We'd like to got a speculation out before they announced Rockville.
Yeah.
We didn't. We were busy with other stuff.
I had all mine wrote down before Rockville, so I don't want you to think that all of this was influenced by the Rockville lineup, because it was not.
Mine was wrote down just a few minutes ago. Fly by the seat upon my pants.
See, I was ready on December 4th. I even got the date here, December 4th.
All right, and I've put Louder Than Life, Sonic, and Ink. Of course, some of the Blue Ridge has already been announced. There's also going to be the radio rock festivals that pop up, like Earth Day, Birthday, and there's all kinds of other ones that go on throughout. Yeah. But we're mostly trying to go with the three DWP, Louder Than Life, Sonic, and Ink. Of course, they've got another one, the Aftershock. It'll be later in the year. That's usually completely different lineup.
We've never been to that one, but that's on our bucket list.
Yeah, we'll fly out to that because we flew down to Daytona. So what's one plane ticket for another plane ticket?
Yeah.
Just the different timing of the year has not worked out too well with us.
Yeah.
We'd have to cut some stuff back. Maybe a family vacation for a rock vacation. So that's where we're at with that. Guessing. Here's what I'm guessing for Sonic and Louder Than Life, and Ink will get some of this, but not quite all of it because they're not quite as big. But I think all three of them will get Pantera.
I agree. That's on my list. Who I think is coming, Pantera.
Whether you like it, the lineup or not for Pantera, because the Abbotts are not in it. So is it really Pantera? It's close as some people are getting to see Pantera.
And Vinny didn't want it to happen, so...
It is so true. The Abbott families did sign off on it, though.
Yeah, they did.
Sound like a cash grab. But anyway, so I think we will see them at all three of the shows. There has been leaks on the websites, on Twitch channel, I think it is, of Kiss coming to Sonic.
Yeah.
I don't think Kiss is coming to Inc., and I don't think Kiss will come back to Loud and Life because they were just there last year.
I didn't have them on my list because I just didn't think they were. I mean, I guess Sonic, they probably would come to Sonic, but I don't think they're coming to Louder Than Life.
Well, they were just there last year.
Yes, I don't think they would come to Louder Than Life. Definitely maybe Sonic. I'm not sure about Inc.
No, I think they're coming to Sonic.
For sure, yeah.
So I'm thinking for Sonic, that two of your headliners is Pantera and Kiss. So then you've got 2 more days. Well, with that being said, Slipknot hasn't played Columbus at a festival because they haven't had a festival. They are playing Rockville this year, and they played Louder Than Life last year. So I think there's a chance of that being Slipknot. Because I think they've got some European run, and it lines up to where they're back home for that little bit of portion. But that was the last time I looked at it a little while back. I think it's a possibility of them being there. I also know that Godsmack has a new album coming out first of the year. They've already got 2 songs released. So I plan on seeing them at Sonic as well. I think there is a chance of us seeing Tool just going off the same fact that they're at Rockville. It seems to me like the people at DWP make a offer and give them a deal. Hey, we want you to play 2 of these or 3 of these festivals. Can we come to an agreement on this price for this? Yeah. You know, they package it together. A BOGO, if you will. Buy one, get one. Rob Zombie, he's always a festival. And like I said, ain't nobody played Columbus Festival in a while. So I think he's a possibility of being at Sonic as well. Probably in some sort of lineup. Either him headlining, because he has headlined, and he's also been the band right before the headliner. Same way with Godsmack. He may be a headliner, maybe the band opening up before the headliner. Slipknot, if they play, will be the closer of that night. It's just the bottom line on that. Tool the same way. I think there is an outside chance for a band like System of a Down to play the festival. They're playing the Vegas Festival, and I think that's the only date they have. I think it's a possibility of them playing Sonic or Louder Than Life. Just thinking out loud. Why are you playing only one show? You're gonna play multiple shows. I would assume at least. Even for them, they played 5 or 6 and called a tour. That's who I think's coming. I think there's an outside shot that we get maybe a Foo Fighters for one of the bands, showing that they're back together. It'd be a debut type deal. I think there's a possibility of that. I also would love to see a Rammstein, but I don't think we're getting them because of the money and the production value and stuff like that. Love to see an AC/DC, but that would be a strong speculation as well. So, who you got?
For which? For who I think is coming?
For who you think's coming, not who you want to see coming.
All right, who I think is coming. We've already discussed Pantera for sure. I also have Godsmack on my list, and Avenged Sevenfold, A7X. I think will headline. Possibly both Sonic and Louder Than Life. I'm not sure about Inc. Maybe. I thought maybe Nickelback would show up. They got a new album.
They do have a new album out. Yep, it is possibilities.
Also, Blink-182, since they have their tour going on, their big tour that sold out and people were paying crazy money for their tickets.
I also think My Chemical Romance coming off, they just got through playing Aftershock. Could possibly be a Sonic or Louder Than Life this year.
Yeah. So those are the 5 I wrote down was Blink, Pantera, Godsmack, Avenged, and Nickelback.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it to the bank. It's gonna be Sevenfold, Kiss, and Pantera at Sonic for sure. Those 3 headliners.
I would agree.
Yep.
The 4th one is just, it could be any of these that we've mentioned.
Yeah, and now we're gonna go just in who we want to see. Kenny and Tony's favorite type bands. We're gonna start off with Blackstone Cherry because they're playing Rockville, so that means they've already been in talks with the people at DWP. Mm-hmm. I think there's a good possibility of them doing them all, as long as they don't go over to England or Europe. They're bigger over there than they are here. Great band to see live. We enjoy them a lot. Also want to see Caesar back at Sonic. They took last year off to put out an album. Should be coming out shortly, I'm guessing. At least some information on when the album's coming. Want to see Papa Roach back in Sonic. Probably won't be back at Louder Than Life. We're seeing them in the coming year. Very soon. I think we're going to see Rain City Drive because they're going to be down at Rockville. And like I said, what we know is especially if the smaller lineup, if they're on one bill, they're going to be on another bill. So I think the Rain City Drive is a good, strong possibility for Sonic. Dorothy will be at Sonic as well, I'm thinking, because I think they've already kind of let that cat out of the bag on that one.
They said there was some kind of clue or hint on their Twitch thing that they do. I didn't see that, but that's what they're saying. Everybody's saying. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Dorothy will be at Sonic.
I think Pop Evil is a good possibility for Sonic. They have a good relationship with them, and watching Lee walk on hands, that's a great picture right there.
Great. Yeah.
They probably did they play Louder Than Life last year?
Yeah.
So they probably won't be there. They might play Ink though.
They could play Ink.
They could do both festivals in Ohio.
I mean, and it's not unheard of for a band to play a same festival 2 years in a row. We've seen it before. It's just rare.
Right. Would love to see Airborne do Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I don't think it's coming because they haven't put any dates, U.S. dates out, and they were just here last year. They're not a band that tours the U.S. quite often.
Yeah, but we're just naming ones that we want to see.
Would like to see Bring Me the Horizon at Sonic, too.
Yeah.
They killed it at Louder Than Life last year, for sure. Probably Alice Cooper will be at Sonic, by the way. You know, for bringing that kind of crowd. The older type.
Yeah.
He put on a good show. We watched him as well.
We watched the whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got that you want to see?
I've got all the ones that you've named as well. Blackstone Cherry, Seether, Papa Roach. Those are always our favorites. Pop Evil. Of course, I do want to see Avenged. That's who I think is coming. That's one of the ones I want to see, as well as Godsmack. And I would like to see Nickelback. We haven't seen them in years and years and years. We were supposed to see them the year of the pandemic, 2020. That was going to be our first time in a long time. But I also would like to see My Chemical Romance. I would love to see them there. I've never seen them before, and I would just love to see them. And, of course, AC/DC and Iron Maiden.
Yeah, those will both be speculations and no concrete, but it wouldn't.
No,
you know,
those are just who we would love to see as headliners. I don't think they'll ever happen.
Not a huge Iron Maiden fan, but I'd like to see them on that type of setting, at a festival setting. It would bring in a different crowd for sure.
I think it'd be great.
And, just the bucket list on this would be AC/DC at a festival setting. I think that would be nuts. Crowd would go wild.
What do you think about Five Finger? They got their album that just came out.
Yeah, you're right.
They could be on some of them.
Yeah, they had, like I said, nobody's played Columbus in a while. They just got to playing Rockville last year. So I think that's a possibility as well. I think are they done with their European tour?
I'm not sure.
A lot of these bands have not announced spring, fall tour dates yet. Not fall, but spring, summer tour dates. And that'll all be coming out pretty soon.
Yeah. As soon as some of these lineups release, they'll start releasing their tour dates as well. So, I don't know. That's all I got, really.
I think there is an outside possibility for Def Leppard and Motley Crue.
Yeah, I thought about them too.
The Guns N' Roses to be headlining Louder Than Life or Sonic, any of these festivals. Because if you haven't heard, Def Leppard and Motley Crue are doing a European run, and they've already announced like 6 North American dates.
Yeah, they've already announced a Columbus date, so it definitely wouldn't be Sonic.
Yeah.
It'd have to be Louder Than Life, because I don't think they'd come to Ink.
Yeah, you're right. So it had to be Louder Than Life. She's correct. I'm wrong. But it still could be Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what else you got for us?
That's it. I was when you said the best of 2022, I thought you were talking CDs and albums.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So that's what I had listed here.
Let's hear some of your best tunes.
I got Papa Roach.
Yeah, it's a great album. My niece loves it.
Ego Trip came out in April. Five Fingers, of course, we just discussed. Afterlife came out in August. Hailstorm, Back from the Dead, was out in May. Korn, Requiem. Requiem? Is that how you say that?
Sure.
Came out in February. Dorothy, Gifts from the Holy Ghost, was out in April. Slash 4 was out in February. Nickelback's Get Rollin' out in November. And Slipknot, The End So Far, out in September. So those are like 8 of the CDs, best of 2022, that I thought came out this year.
Yeah, now she's mentioned Korn, they could very well be a possibility for Sonic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of possibilities, a lot of speculations.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you Pantera and Kiss.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. I think she's right.
Pretty positive on Avenged.
I think she's right about Sevenfold.
Yeah.
So then that just leaves us one more spot.
Who could it be?
Yeah, could be 9 Inch Nails. You
Yeah.
know.
We just had them at Louder Than Life.
We did. We had them at Rockville too.
Yeah.
So like I said, they got a good working relationship with DWP.
Yeah. I'm okay with, there's got to be bands there that you don't like. You got to have the time to take a break and go eat and go use the bathroom. You are so tired, you just want to leave early one night. So I am thankful for those bands that I don't care to see.
And just because they're not our cup of tea, don't mean they're not your cup of tea.
Exactly. You know what we like. If you've been watching this channel long enough, you know who we like and who we don't. So.
Yeah. And it can't be banger after banger. You know, a good Rice CD's got to have some ups and downs.
Why can't it just rise, keep rising?
Whereas, like Vinny Dimebag said, why don't we just play the riff for the whole song, not just parts in here and there. So that's basically how they do all their Pantera songs. It's one riff after another. So that's what we got. We got some upcoming shows. We got one coming up. Would be Papa Roach.
Oh yeah, that's in February. February 11th in Greensboro. We got Fallen in Reverse and Escape the Fate and Hollywood Undead coming with them.
We're taking our niece, like I said, loves that new album, Ego Trip. She fell in love with that, so we're taking her.
We'll be sending off to the side near the end somewhere and away from all the roughness so she doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, we won't be in the mix like we normally are, or like last year when we saw them.
Yeah.
We were down in it. We've been down in it several times. Not bad for an old people trying to break a hip.
That's right. No crowd surfing, though.
No, not unless my niece wants to go, and we'll just throw her up.
Mm-mm.
Let her go.
No crowd surfing for any of us.
We'll
The
throw
only
up.
one that's allowed to crowd surf is Amy.
We'll throw her up and let her go.
Darren, I'm even worried about Darren because he's getting up there in our age too. He might break a hip.
Supposed to have knee surgery coming up. Shout out to you, bud.
Yeah, so no Darren, no crowd surfing for Darren this year.
Knee
Todd
surgery.
can go. He's fine.
Yeah. Our boy Lewis can go.
No.
What? Yeah, Lewis can go too. So that's it from our channel to you. And thanks for watching, all three of you and whoever you are.
Tell us who you want to see and who you think is going to be there.
We would love to interact with your comments.
Let us know down below.
Tell us how big of a jerks we are. We just sold our souls for DDWP, how we only like rock radio, whatever. Just put it down in the comments and we'll try to be nice about our replies.
We are always nice. Kill them with kindness is what I say.
Kill them with kindness. All right. What do we say here?
Till the next adventure.
Horns up.